I'm Sylvia from Lemon Drops Kids Therapy. I'm the creator and lead facilitator of the Creative Resilience Workshop, Calm the Guard Dog and Hear the Owl. I wanted to take a few minutes to explain what this workshop is all about so that you know how we'll be supporting your child in understanding their big emotions, helping them to experience more life situations without dysregulation. Whether your child really struggles with transitions, changes in plans, starting new things, making mistakes, joining in with friends, or even making friends, and whether you see them explode with anger and frustration or withdraw, ignore, and not feel able to join in, the information I'll pass on to you now will help you understand why and what to do. This can be put into practice straight away at home, and it'll all come together for your child during the workshop. First, I'll explain what's happening in your child's brain in a way that I've always found helpful to understand. Then I'll explain how we'll share the information in the workshop. So let's start with psychiatrist Dan Siegel's analogy. Think of your child's brain as a house with 3 floors. The ground floor is a survival center, the part that controls breathing, heart rate, and the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. It's ancient, automatic, and incredibly fast. The middle floor is where emotions live. Connection, fear, joy, rage. It's the relational heart of the brain. The top floor is the thinking brain. Logic, language, problem solving, impulse control. This is where reasoning happens. And here's what we really need to remember. These floors only work from the bottom up. Your child can't access the top floor, which is the thinking and the reasoning part, unless the lower floors feel safe and settled first. When your child feels threatened, and that threat could be anything from hunger to embarrassment to a sibling taking something that belongs to them, their brain does exactly what it's designed to do. It sounds an alarm. Stress chemicals then flood their system, their heart races, their muscles tense, and here's the crucial part. The thinking brain goes offline. It's not that your child won't listen, they literally can't. The part of the brain that processes your words, considers consequences, and makes good choices has temporarily shut down, and they're now operating from pure survival mode. And this is why logic doesn't work in these moments. You can't reason with a brain that's lost access to reason. So then what does? What does work? Connection, presence, and calm. Children don't regulate their emotions on their own. They borrow regulation from the adults around them. Remember that children come into this world with all the emotions and none of the skill to deal with their emotions. It's actually up to us to help them learn. So when we stay calm, our nervous system actually sends signals to their nervous system that says, "You're safe, I've got you, you're going to be okay." And this is called co-regulation. And it's not weakness or permissiveness, it's neurobiology. It's how human brains are built. Your steady presence becomes the anchor that helps their brain settle back into balance. Only then, once they're calm and once the thinking brain is back online, can learning happen. And only then can you talk about what went wrong and then what to do differently. So it's about connection first and correction second. This doesn't mean that your child's behavior doesn't matter, because it absolutely does. But it does mean that we need to shift our focus. So instead of asking, "How do I stop this behavior?" we ask, "What's this behavior telling me about my child's brain state right now?" A child that's in survival mode needs safety before they need a lesson. A child who feels connected can handle correction, and a child who understands their own brain can start to develop the skills to manage it. And this is exactly what the workshop is designed to do. We'll take these same ideas and translate them into language that kids can understand. We'll help them recognize what's happening in their own brains and give them a vocabulary for their inner experience and practical tools that they can actually use. We use puppets such as the owl to represent the rational brain, or the top floor, and the guard dog to represent the impulsive survival brain, the ground floor. We also use animals to represent the 4 different stress responses. There's narrative to gain context and art making activities to integrate the learning. We'll also use games, breaks, and group conversations to help the group connect and regulate their bodies. When children understand why they lose control, they feel less broken and less ashamed, and that understanding becomes the foundation for real change. Your child will be having a hard time coping with the big emotions that they're feeling. So when we all, caregivers and children together, understand what's really going on inside, we can stop fighting against the brain and start working with it. Thanks for taking time to listen, and I'll see you at the workshop.